Sometimes facts are scarier than fiction. What's up, Rad fam? Halloween Fest 2016 is coming to a close. This year's theme was focusing on real-life nightmares. So to wrap this month of true scares, we're covering 6 terrifying facts about serial killers. So let's get to it. Number 1, the Milwaukee Cannibal. We like to think a serial killer will be caught in no time. All it would take is one eyewitness, a suspicious neighbor, or evidence left at the scene to turn police attention right to the murderer. But that's not always the case, as evident with Jeffrey Dahmer. Before he was eventually caught, multiple potential victims were able to escape and flee from Dahmer's murderous intentions. But it appears none of them informed the police about their terrifying run-in with the cannibal. It wasn't until Dahmer's last attempted homicide did the man flag down a police car to lead them to Dahmer. It's terrifying to think how many more victims there could have been. Number 2, the Hillside Strangler. Serial killers aren't as apparent as the movies make them look. Sometimes they can be sitting right next to you and you wouldn't be all the wiser. Kenneth Bianchi, the Hillside Strangler, was able to blend in with society so well, he even applied to join the LA police force while he was on his murder spree. Part of the process included him going on ride-alongs with officers who were keeping an eye out for the crazed serial killer. The expression, "a wolf in sheep's clothing," has never rung truer. Number 3, the dating game killer. The Hillside Strangler may have been able to go under the radar, but Rodney Alcala gave off a dangerous vibe he couldn't conceal, even though he was able to secure a spot on the popular TV show The Dating Game. Surprisingly, he went on to win the game, but the girl was reported to have refused to go on the date because he creeped her out. A hunch that was spot on, as Alcala was a registered sex offender and was currently in the midst of murdering people. This fact goes to show how important it is to listen to your gut feeling, especially when it involves danger. Number 4, the chat room killer. John E. Robinson embodied everything dangerous about the internet. Dubbed the first internet serial killer, his story is what probably prompted parents to teach their children not to go in chat rooms or agree to meet strangers from online. What's particularly frightening about Robinson's case is how he was arrested and sent to jail before becoming a serial killer. He was found guilty of various crimes involving fraud and embezzlement, but upon his release, he decided to commit a far worse crime: murder. Turning to the internet to lure in his victims, he adopted the chat room username Slavemaster to talk with women and convince them to meet him at his home, where they would meet their untimely and gruesome deaths. Number 5, the killer clown. Robinson wasn't the only serial killer to have slipped through the cracks of justice. Before John Wayne Gacy became known as the killer clown, he was a convicted sexual abuser. In the late 60s, Gacy was accused of sexually assaulting several young teen boys. During the trial, he was ordered to go under a psych evaluation where doctors reported Gacy wouldn't benefit from medical treatment and that he was likely to continue his corrupt behaviors. Found guilty, he was handed the sentence of a decade behind bars. But in a shocking and sickening turn of events, he was released on parole after serving just 18 months for good behavior. Gacy's confirmed 33 murders of young boys and men began in 1972 and spanned 6 years. If he had served his full sentence, none of the killings would have taken place. It's terrifying to think how preventable these horrific deaths were. Number 6, the BTK Killer. How safe does an extra lock or a security alarm make you feel? After hearing this, it might be a little less. During the height of the BTK killings, many people turned to increased home security to feel safe sleeping in their beds at night with a crazed killer on the loose. But what they didn't know was that Dennis Rader, the actual BTK killer himself, was the one installing their security systems. Rader worked for ADT Security Services from 1974 through 1988, when the majority of the murders took place. I can't think of a greater sense of false security than the evil you're trying to keep out knows the ins and outs of your home. A month of covering real-life nightmares might be over, but that's not stopping us from continuing on with Nightmare Fuel next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and so on and so forth. You get the point. If you like this creepy list, please give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to join the raddest community on the internet. If you're looking for some more frights tonight, click the thumbnails on the screen or the links in the description below to binge watch Halloween Fest. If you're going out tonight, make sure to check your candy and use a designated driver. Until next time, keep up the radness, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!